In this video I'm going to show you how to play Black Dog from Led Zeppelin with drums. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, coming up very soon. So welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today we have something very special going on. It's a classic Led Zeppelin song, Black Dog, with drums. I promise you that you get something out from this, even if you're not a drummer. But first I would like to thank you all for your feedback and comments and likes on the previous video about Led Zeppelin rock and roll intro. Actually, I got so much suggestions about songs that need to be cleared up that I was thinking maybe I should do a series of these videos called Where's One? And this could be the Where's One episode 2. You know, I find it really interesting to notice how we are conditioned and our ears are really tuned up to think that number one is always the first sound that we hear from the song, or when the drummer hits the cymbal. And that's something also that we should discuss today. So as the song and the topic is really big, I'm going to divide this video to 3 different sections. First, I'm going to tell you how complex actually this song is. In second part, I'm going to show you how to play it with drums, and you will see that it's not that complicated at all. In third part, I'm going to give you my point of view, how I think the song was structured in the first place. I'm also going to give you some related links down here below, and you can check them out later. So we're going to mainly focus on 2 parts of this song. So the first part of the song is call and response verses between the band and Robert Plant. And the second one, which is more complicated, is the bridge riff itself. So the verses always start with Robert Plant singing his ad-lib part. Hey hey mama bada bada bidi bada bada didi di. So then the band comes in playing 3 8 notes before the structure starts. They're just playing 2 bars in 4 and then 1 part in 5. So it's 4-4, 4-4, 5-4, and then the singer comes and ad-libs again. That's basically the structure of the verses. Okay, then we come to the bridge riff, which goes from E. And I have to say this riff is rather tricky. The rhythm is still 4-4 and the drummer is playing really straight ahead beat, but the band is playing something totally different. The riff that Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones are playing is going to 4.5. So there's always 9 8 notes in that riff. If you listen to it closely, you can see that the root note in the riff is E, of course, and the E is always moving 1 8 note further every time the riff is played. So the first time the riff is played, the E falls on note 1. The second time they play the riff, E actually falls the second 8th note of 1. So E is on beat 2 on third time, and on the second 8th note of 2 the last time. So it actually has this kind of numbers 9, 9, 9 and 5. And after that we're back on beat 1. So the drummer is playing 4-4. He doesn't really do anything on the turnarounds. But the riff is 9 8 notes long. So it always goes a little bit further from the beat. This kind of rhythmic thing is called Hemiola. The Hemiola's idea is that it's repeating an odd length phrase to even time, like 4-4 in this case. So that's the complex theory behind this. But I have a good news for you. You don't have to understand anything about this to play this. You can just forget about everything I just said and just concentrate on playing the drums on this song. I'm going to show you how it's done. So what happens in the beginning is the most important thing, again. So just like in rock and roll intro, you just count 3 8 notes and then you start the song. Only thing different from this is that Bonham is actually playing a little bit over the beat. So he is just adding a couple of snare drum hits and just adding the cymbal to beat 2 just to confuse us a little bit. So as the bassist and the guitarists are doing different kind of turnarounds over here, the drummer is really plain and simple straight. You just count in 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, ba da da dee doo dee doo ba 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 lo bo ba 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 da dee boo dee boo dee boom boom. And the last cymbal comes to beat 2. Actually, if you listen closely to the original recording, you can hear a little every time the riff starts. So that's what Bonham is doing actually. Dun 2 to 1 2. It's really enough information to cue the band in. Just one click with the sticks. So only thing that's actually confusing us is the first intro fill going over the bar. So let me play you this couple of times without playing the first fill over the bar, so you can get a hang of it, what kind of riff it is then. This is what it sounds like. So actually the last round was played by my son Leo, who is 8 years old. So I'm pretty sure if I can show Leo in 10 minutes how to do it, you can do this too. Okay, let me play you it now with original over the bar drum fill. So my take on how this song was structured is this. Based on that rehearsal of the song that was recorded, I'm pretty sure that the situation was that John Paul Jones was just introducing a riff that went to 4.5, which would be really not only difficult, but really hard to sound good riff. So John Bonham's solution to play it as there is no turnaround was a really good idea, and that really makes the song. You can get a really good understanding of that first riff if you listen to Wipeout from the Surfaris, and if you listen to Thelonious Monk's Straight No Chaser, there's a lot of elements of that kind of rhythmic ideas. I think the song was also really inspired by Fleetwood Mac's song Oh Well from 1969, but also I think it was very inspired by Muddy Waters' record called Electric Mud. So this is also my point of view. I think the song was made so the band played it first and the ad-lib parts of Robert Plant were overdubbed afterwards. So I think it's very possible that actually the band just played and John Bonham was keeping the time with the sticks in between the ad-libs, and then just Robert Plant sung and in his own time as he wanted ad-lib the parts afterwards. I think there's a lot of evidence about this theory. I don't know what you think. So either you agree or disagree on my theory, please comment below, so let me know. I think the best part is that if you always heard the song differently, now you can think that you just found a totally new release from Led Zeppelin that you have never heard before. Isn't that great? So thank you so much for watching, and remember, music is the best. See you next time. Bye.